Now, the truce between Israel and Hamas has come to an end early this morning. And today happens to be day 56 of this grueling, bruising war in which over 15,000 innocent Palestinian civilians have been bombed to their deaths. And what has happened since this morning, ever since Israel resumed its campaign of relentless bombing again, is that 109 Palestinians have been killed. Many are said to be women and children. After 7 days of a tenuous peace, hospitals in Gaza are again witnessing the same vulnerable condition. There are waves of wounded who are being brought into the hospitals, desperate for treatment, desperate to save those who are grievously wounded.
Medical teams could not bear the big number of patients that arrived to the hospitals of Gaza Strip as a result of pile-up of previous cases in the hospitals. Their departure to outside Gaza Strip is very slow. There are still hundreds of cases in the departments of all hospitals in Gaza Strip.
So as the war resumes, the question, of course, remains, have the mediators failed in extending the truce? And if they have failed, is Israel's intention to expand its ground offensive? As for the latest, the Israeli airstrikes have been reported across the enclave, including in the southern part of the Gaza Strip, which, remember, should have been a safe zone. The Israeli military has announced that it is dividing the entirety of the Gaza Strip into dozens of numbered blocks, and it has dropped leaflets onto Gaza with a QR code to a website with a map of all the areas and geolocating people within them. Israel knows the address and phone number of every resident in the Gaza Strip. Now, the innocent civilians are asking, after having gotten assurances and after having been repeatedly told to head to the south of Gaza, which was declared by the Israelis as a safe zone, why is the Israeli military now attacking them in a place that Israel had said was a safe zone?
We left from Al-Qara village to Khan Yunis, and all of a sudden, after the temporary truce, the Israelis came up with new orders telling us that people from Al-Qara, Habatan and Al-Fuza had to leave to Rafah. I mean from day one, from one place to other and another, from the north to the south, from the center, who knows where next. And there is no electricity, no water, no food, no good living conditions, and we are patient.
So even though the renewed offensive appears to be wide-ranging, what happens to the remaining hostages? What happens to those military personnel who had been abducted? Now, since the truce was announced, an extended Hamas member has freed at least about 110 captives, including 80 Israelis. In exchange, Israel has released about 240 Palestinian prisoners, including women and predominantly children, many of whom have been in Israeli prison for months without even charges being leveled against them. The prospect of Israel expanding its ground campaign southward has also heightened international anxiety, including in the White House, which has warned its close ally to moderate its military tactics to reduce civilian casualties and the depopulation that is being witnessed in the Gaza Strip.
In my meetings today with the Prime Minister and senior Israeli officials, I made clear that before Israel resumes major military operations, it must put in place humanitarian civilian protection plans that minimize further casualties of innocent Palestinians.
So with most Israelis supportive of a war that they see as essential to their own security, Netanyahu has always said that the war will restart with full force after negotiations had run their course. Hence, after a week in which diplomacy was given a bit of priority, violence in the Gaza Strip is once again the dominant part of what is unfolding in the Gaza Strip, where the campaign of relentless bombing has again begun.